is BBC 5 Live, available on the BBC iPlayer radio app. 5 Live Drive with Sarah Brett and Tony Livesey.
A very good evening to you. The Facebook founder, Mark Zuckerberg, has said that he himself is one of the 87 million users whose data was obtained by Cambridge Analytica. He's appearing before a committee of US politicians for a second day. It's just been announced the acting CEO of Cambridge Analytica will step down and resume his former position as Chief Data Officer to focus on the various technical investigations and inquiries.
Well, before Congress, Mark Zuckerberg began by apologising again for having failed to take a broad enough view of Facebook's responsibility and by promising to make sure its tools are used for good in the future. He said he accepted that internet companies needed regulating, but he urged caution.
The internet is growing in importance around the world in people's lives, and I think that it is inevitable that there will need to be some regulation. So my position is not that there should be no regulation, but I also think that you have to be careful about what regulation you put in place. I think a lot of times regulation, by definition, puts in place rules that a company that is larger, that has resources like ours, can easily comply with, but that might be more difficult for a smaller startup to comply with. So I think that these are all things that need to be thought through very carefully when thinking through what rules we want to put in place.
Mark Zuckerberg, when speaking before Congress, he's still there now, actually. Prem Shah joins us, co-founder of Not Just Travel, Prem and Panna, an independent travel business. Hi, Prem.
Hi, how are you doing, Tony?
Good, thank you. Laura Payne's here as well, founder of LC Virtual Assistant Services. Hello, Laura.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So, guys, look, both of you run your businesses on Facebook. So how concerned are you, Laura? I'll start with you. How concerned are you about the public relations nightmare that it's facing at the moment?
Yeah, obviously quite concerned about what's come up in the trial at the moment. From a personal level, it's concerning. I personally shut down my Facebook and try and control it through privacy settings as much as I can. But it seems that is now not enough for anyone to do. Obviously running your business as well through Facebook and marketing it as well is not doing what you think it's doing. It's quite a challenging one, really.
It is. It's all a bit counterintuitive, though, isn't it? Shares are up again today in Facebook, which is incredible. And analysts are saying that because shares rose yesterday, because Zuckerberg apparently did well in front of Congress, he made another £3 billion. But Prem Shah, it's all about trust, isn't it? If you run your business, it's whether potential customers trust the platform you're on.
Absolutely, and if, like us, you're relying a lot on Facebook as a tool to gain more business, then your reputation on that platform has to be at its best. So, there's only so much we can do as a business to do everything right, and certainly, we've got good reputation and a good client base. And but if our information is being leaked and being used inappropriately, then that's a concern. But fortunately for us, most of everything that we have in terms of client information for holiday bookings, etc., is all off of Facebook. Clearly, It's on our servers, which are secure. So there's no kind of concerns for us personally or professionally in terms of our business. But it is a worry in terms of how far this is going to go. Is this the tip of the iceberg in terms of which other apps have been abusing information within Facebook and what that might mean? But certainly trying to keep my finger on the pulse about what's happening with this and just being very sort of careful with what we, how we do things in terms of using external apps.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was going to ask you is, have your customers been coming up to you and going, is our data safe?
Well, I've not heard anything yet. And I think at the moment, because our business at Not Just Travel, Prem and Panna is very much about communicating with potential customers through Facebook. And then after that, nothing is done through Facebook. We're phoning them.
Initial contact.
That's the same
it's the initial introduction. Facebook is almost like an online business card. It just gets you exposed to your clientele, and fortunately, we work with UK-based customers, but also we've done bookings for customers around the world. So it's a great way of getting on that wider global platform.
So
pretty much for free.
The concern then for you both would probably be that there may be fewer people visiting those sites, doing any kind of business through Facebook because they're afraid of their data being lost. Would that be it for you, Laura?
Yeah. It's obviously the breach of data, and everyone now is obviously going to hear what's going on in the news and is going to become completely scared to even post anything on the social media websites. And I think with it just starting with Facebook, it's probably going to end up on everything else as well, because obviously the Instagram is linked to the Facebook accounts, and it's going to scare people off from using it. So where we are promoting our businesses at the moment on Facebook to obviously gain more custom, that's probably not going to be of any use at the moment. Because nobody is going to want to be using that platform.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to be, they are already reviewing it, aren't they? And it's quite interesting. All the time now, Mark Zuckerberg's still speaking, and all the time little lines are coming in from things he's saying. But he kind of illustrates it. Just a few moments ago, this line's coming in. It illustrates his difficulty, because he says that even 20,000 people reviewing it can't look at everything, and essentially that's the problem.
Yes, that is the problem. And from what he said during, and what people have said during obviously their research through this trial and case, they do admit obviously mistakes have been made, and he said he's built this from his dorm, and it's obviously grown massively quite quickly, and they haven't been able to control all the mistakes, and they've admitted the mistakes have been made. But they have failed to notify obviously the millions and millions of users at the point where the data has been breached.
Mm-hmm. Well, listeners, we'll all be keeping a really, really close eye on it, and we'll come back to you and see what you think maybe in the next couple of weeks, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Laura Payne, good luck with everything. Prem Shah.